Hello and welcome to day 39 of Dungeon 23. Today we'll be making an addition onto the drawbridge goblin room, and I do have an idea of what we're going to do, and it's a fun little seemingly joke interaction, although it is going to be very useful for this specific level. And possibly others too, but mainly this one. So we're going to sketch out the room, and my idea is that we're actually going to put like a hallway here, and there's going to be kind of like a side room. So let's try to think of a good way to make this. Here we are. Alright, here we are. There. This guy will just be down here. And then later on we could probably put a room here. Because I don't want this guy just to be guarding one guy, So what are we going to put here? We're going to put a goblin. Because of course we're putting a goblin. It's always a goblin. Put a regular goblin down here. Just a goblin. And what he's going to be is he's going to be the bottle goblin. Now, what is the bottle goblin? Well, he's a goblin with a lot of bottles, and he will sell you bottles. Empty bottles. The bottle goblin will sell the party bottles at... So a normal empty glass bottle costs 2 gold pieces. He's going to sell them for 5 gold pieces each. Can be persuaded to go to 4 GP with DC has to be pretty high. Let's say 18, something really high, at least for these lower levels. Charisma, persuade, check. Let's clarify that he has functionally in here. Functionally infinite bottles, but if he is killed / robbed, the party can retrieve... I can't spell, in case you haven't caught on by now. How do you spell retrieve? It's I before E, except after C or R. Or no. Yeah, I don't know. What's important is that the party can retrieve, let's do like 4d8 plus 4 empty glass bottles. Some like large amount of glass bottles. Now, I know you're thinking, what's going to stop the party from just killing this goblin and taking all of his bottles? Well, there's a curse. kind of. If the bottle goblin is killed, robbed, every time the party finds a potion suit. Roll 20 on a 1. Bottle / vial is magically broken. So yeah, don't rob the bottle goblin, because he'll break all your bottles as a ghost. Let me clarify that. Alright, so here we are. So basically there's a 5% chance every time the party finds a bottle or vial, or like picks one up, that it summons the ghost of the bottle goblin. And then he'll just break their bottles and vials until they defeat him. We'll just say this uses ghost stat block. Just do level to the party. So, you know, we'll decrease the HP and AC and all that stuff, but it's still going to be a ghost. It's going to have resistance to a bunch of damage types. Mainly, I don't know if they're immune to cold. I think they're immune to necrotic. I'm pretty sure they're immune to necrotic. But like, cold, force, poison. Force is a big one because that's magic missile. And that's like the best first level spell just for damage, because it always hits. And there's no save. It just works. But on top of that, you have the, I think it's immunity, maybe resistance. But you can adjust it depending on like what the party does, or rather what level they are, or what they have, you know? It's tailored for them. That being to resistance or immunity to piercing, slashing, bludgeoning from non-magical weapons. Because ghost is ethereal, it floats around, it's all intangible, you know? Now, is this a bit kind of out there, kind of give the party a infinite curse, well, indefinite curse, I guess, but also you're killing like an innocent little goblin just kind of sitting there, minding his own business, trying to sell you bottles. It'll probably only apply to a specific, let's see here, time a party member who participated in the, again, bad with spelling, in the theft / murder. There. So now it only punishes the people who killed the guy or stole from him. Also, let's give him, let's do 2d8 GP, just so he has some gold on him. So this is our little bottle goblin. He sells bottles, and if you mess with him, he's gonna send a ghost after you. Now, he just has goblin stat block, so he doesn't do too much damage, you know. He could disengage and stuff, but he's not going to leave his bottles behind. So, why bottles? Well, you see, bottles are fragile because they're made of glass, which means that if you take a bottle and you throw it really hard, or even just drop it, and it hits something hard, it'll crack and break. And broken glass, or rather glass breaking, is very loud. So if you buy an empty bottle, you have the ability to make a very loud noise. I believe improvised throwing weapons is like, I want to say 10 to 30 feet away. We'll probably say a little bit further because it's a light glass bottle. Let's say 40 feet. You could make a very loud noise 40 feet away from you in a level where there is a sound-based super predator chasing you. Although, to be honest, the party's probably just going to use them to try to get free, well, not free, but greatly discounted vials of acid. Going over to the gelatinous cube and try bottling up some of its acid in the bottle. Which I'll say, yeah, that works, but also you have to pay for the bottles. And also, you know, it's not going to be easy. Like, if you, like, just tie a string around the bottle and put it in there, it's probably going to eat away the string, and the string's going to fall, and then you just lost a bottle. But if you reach in there and scoop it out, you're going to take some damage. You have to risk getting sucked in. You know, it could be deadly trying to get that acid. And for what, like 2d6, 2d8 damage? That's basically a cantrip of an extremely resisted, a damage type that's resisted a lot. So, is it worth it? Maybe not. Maybe. Depends. What's important is that you can use it to make distractions. And going forward, this is always kind of the idea, but we're certainly going to have a lot more rooms with a lot more traps, and we're certainly going to have a lot more sound-based traps in the future. I do have a few ideas, but I don't want to get into them until we actually get to those rooms. So, until we get to those rooms, thank you for watching. You know, do all the like, comment, subscribe stuff, all that algorithm stuff. Stay tuned for other projects I'm working on. I have a few ideas that are being bounced around, but I have to get some feedback from some people, and I also have to, you know, find motivation to actually do them. It may not seem like a lot, but this series takes up a lot of my motivation on account of the fact that I have very little of it. So, yeah, I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to get any better.